The Incredibles is one of my favorite Pixar movies ever, and I cannot wait for The Incredibles 2, which is scheduled to come out sometime in 2018. Now, the other day I was rewatching the movie for what seems like the millionth time, and I was reading through some theories about it, and I came across a super interesting one. So shout out and thank you to the Reddit user Driku12 for coming up with this awesome theory. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, I'm just not sure how to pronounce it. But anyway, let's jump right into it. So as we all know, the main villain of the movie is Buddy, aka Syndrome, and he used to idolize superheroes and wish that he himself was a superhero before he decided to become the next best thing, a super villain. But what if he actually does have super abilities, but just doesn't know it because he has, get this, Down syndrome? I know it all seems to make sense, but let's take a closer look at Buddy's character and see what evidence there is to support this theory. First off, Buddy's supervillain name is Syndrome, aka Down syndrome. That kind of one and one there. Buddy also has a peculiarly flat face, poor muscle tone, a short neck, small ears and mouth compared to the rest of his head and body, and also quite a few more physical features that actually hint at the possibility of him having Down syndrome. These are all very common characteristics with those with Down syndrome, and they kind of make sense when you put the one and one together. This also could possibly be why he took such a liking to Mr. Incredible as a small kid. The other kids may have made fun of him, and so he latched onto Mr. Incredible as some sort of friend figure or father figure, even though they had not really met, besides the one time at the fan club, and of course, the later during the Bon Voyage incident. But anyway, then Mr. Incredible, not knowing that Buddy has Down syndrome, may have pushed him away, even though he thought he was doing to protect him and he was trying to help him. He didn't know that Buddy had Down syndrome and would take it so hard. Buddy, however, took it extremely personally and reassigned the anger that he had already felt at his peers and redirected it to the superheroes that brushed him off as a child. Therefore, that's why he became a supervillain, is where he redirected anger at the people he thought were brushing him off, aka the superheroes. Now, there is only one problem with this theory so far, and that is Buddy is actually a super genius in the movies. Now, according to Google and other research that was put into this theory, people with Down syndrome in real life usually range from moderately mentally impaired to not mentally impaired at all. It's a very wide scale. However, Syndrome's level of intelligence is well beyond that of a normally developed human. The guy made hover boots when he was 10 years old, for God's sakes. That's making superhuman. Wait a second. Superhuman? Super? Well, the theory proposes that in the most ironic way possible, despite his hatred for supers, Buddy actually is a super, but never realized it because most of his traits that he would have besides his hyperintelligence, say like telekinesis or flying or abilities like that, are blocked by his mentally developmental condition. Buddy knows that he has Down syndrome and owns the fact of it, hence why he named himself Syndrome, in order to rub it in the face of others that he's climbed up how much he's worked to become a multi-billionaire supervillain as a person with Down syndrome, which is actually a really astounding feat for anyone. Buddy is so consumed with his hatred for supers that he never sees just how strange it is that he is so incredibly smart. It is also possible that he may have noticed this but decided to ignore it, as to not face the truth that he is actually what he spent his whole life trying to destroy, a super. So in retrospect here, to just kind of reflect on the thing here, Syndrome actually is a super, but his superpowers do not show through as much as they would because he has Down syndrome. Being made fun of as an early child, as a kid, it may have given him a complex, which is why he took such offense to Mr. Incredible writing him off and dedicates his rest of his life to destroying supers. However, he is caught so far up in his goal that he doesn't realize that how out of place his hyperintelligence is and doesn't connect the dots, seeing that he himself is actually what he's trying to destroy the entire time. Mind blown. But that is all I have time for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I want to give a special thank you to Driku12 again for coming up with such an awesome and interesting theory. Link to the original one on Reddit will be in the description in case you guys want to check that out as well. But like I said, that's all we have time for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys can hit that like button. It really helps out my channel. Let's try and hit 500 likes. Also, feel free to subscribe to my channel for more cartoon conspiracy theories. Also, check out some of my previous theories, links in the end slate and the description. But until next time, guys, remember, it's always KMACK time somewhere. Until then, take it easy and peace out.